And we are talking with Kristin Houser. She's the Dean of Career Technical Education at College of the Canyons, and she's here to talk about WorkKeys. And we talked a little bit about it, but WorkKeys is a job skills assessment and measures the real-world skills employers believe are critical to job success. So benefits all around, but I wanted to back up. Well, actually, you wanted to back up a little bit and maybe talk about what are other, I guess, states doing with this? What are other people doing with the WorkKeys information?
Yes, this system is widely used around the country. It's just not so widely used in California, so the awareness is not so high, and there's a lot of opportunity, I think, because of that. But I think a great example is that in 2006, the state of Georgia, the governor worked with the Chamber of Commerce to institute a major workforce development project that brought together workforce development agencies, high schools, colleges, employers, and job seekers for this 4-year effort utilizing WorkKeys. And across this 4 years, more than 200,000 Georgians earned the National Career Readiness Certificate. 14,000 people found work by the use of the certificate, employers requiring it and job seekers having it and matching up that way. And this is another really cool thing, is that the high school graduation rate improved 10% over that 3-year period. And again, I think it's really is because this is focused on real-world skills. So it makes the things that are being studied, if they're put in a real-world framework, make much more sense and be much more meaningful. Another great example is that when Subaru took on the manufacturing of the Toyota Camry in their Missouri plant, they needed 1,100 new workers, quick ramp-up needed. They got 22,000 applications for those jobs. So they used the WorkKey system to do that first level of screening and assessment, working with the workforce development boards to have people take these assessments, because it was really a 2-3 state area, because employees would come from Kansas, from Oklahoma, and from Missouri. So it was a big regional effort, people taking these assessments, getting these certificates, showing the employer. So it dramatically improved the process for Subaru to quickly hire and ramp up production with 1,100 new employees. So it can have some pretty dramatic workforce development results too.
Yeah, no kidding. And this is great for this time. You know, the economy's tough. Unemployment's really, it's high. So
right.
There's a lot of people out of work right now, and
right.
It's tough right now. So this is fantastic for job seekers, but it's also great for employers because they want the best employees, right? So let's go
yeah.
deep into it a little bit. What benefits does WorkKeys have for? We're going to go through employers, job seekers, and then we're going to go into educators and students. Let's start with employers. What benefits does it have for employers?
Great. Well, it can be a very, very expensive process to find the right employee, and a very expensive process if you put the wrong person in the job. It can cost like 3 times the annual salary if you make one of those hiring mistakes. So the use of this nationally recognized system can really help by focusing in on key skills to give the employer some more assurance that there's going to be a good match between the job seeker and what's required in the job. The WorkKey system has also been proven to be legally defensible. So if you're using this across your hiring and selection system, it's a consistent thing. It's fair across the work. It's legally defensible, which can be really important for employers because it's hard to come up with a system that's consistent and fair if you're trying to do it on your own as an employer. Another thing is that there are many companies that are interested in ISO 9000 certification. It's a quality certification system that's important in many industries. And this WorkKey system can really support that quality approach to doing business. Another thing is that it can help with assessing what training needs are. So if you think you might have some needs in your workforce, you can have them take this assessment. It can confirm or deny that there are needs in that area, and then the employer can tailor training to get specifically at what the needs are. And it can also be used to measure or to evaluate the efficacy of the training that's been provided by the employer. So it really is kind of an all-round package for the employer.
That's wonderful as a business owner or someone in charge of HR for hiring individuals, and it helps you not only assess what you need, but also the people, making sure you get the right one in. Because I can only imagine hiring somebody and it's just not the right fit, and you have to go through the process again, and then
right.
You're worried about it. But this kind of leaves that aside.
Yeah, it provides some more assurance for both the employer and the job seeker.
Yeah.
And the job seeker, too, because it's painful for a person. You think you're going into the job that's the perfect job for you, and you get in there and you go like, oh, no, this isn't what I thought it was going to be at all.
Exactly. And that's actually what I was going to ask you next. And what are the main benefits for a job seeker?
A lot of times, as you mentioned, we have a lot of people out of work right now, a lot of people looking for jobs. So what happens to people's confidence when they're out of work? Takes a real nosedive. So taking this assessment and showing that you are achieving at, say, a bronze or a platinum level with these assessments can really be a confidence booster for job seekers. I think for job seekers who are new in the job market, it can help with that confidence, too, to help them know that they're headed in an appropriate direction, and help assess the fit a little bit better. So I think it's good for the job seekers as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so, and then we come to how does WorkKeys bring, let's reestablish here. I'm talking to Kristin Houser. She's the Dean of Career Technical Education at College of the Canyons, and we're talking about WorkKeys, and it's a job skills assessment, and it measures real-world skills employers believe are critical to job success. And we're going to go into right now, what benefits does WorkKeys bring to educators and students?
For educators, it can really help us to evaluate what the gap is between what we're teaching and what employers need. So it helps to look at what that is, and then once that's done, curriculum can be adapted appropriately so that we know the curriculum we're delivering is the curriculum that will lead to student success with employers. So that's a valuable thing for educators to do. For students, it can really help them engage in the learning process because they know it's real. It's not just something somebody made up out of a book. It's linked to real-world skills that are needed, and that can be a real help in helping students focus on what they need to do, particularly if you're talking about high school kids. There could be lots of other things that they focus on other than their studies, right? So this can help them get focused on what comes next and why things are important. So it can be very valuable to both educators and students at both the K through 12, particularly the high school level, the college level, and then to job seekers too.
And that's fantastic for, creating a good workforce in the future. If educators and employers are working together to know what skills they need, that's perfect. That's exactly what we need.
And that's a huge gap. At the college, for all of our career technical education programs, we have industry advisory boards that give us input on what we should be teaching and how we should be teaching it, the tools, the equipment that we use. And one of the things that we always hear back is that entry-level employees are frequently deficient on communication skills, math skills, and just getting along in the workplace skills, which is exactly what this assessment focuses on.
Terrific. That's awesome. And we're speaking with Kristin Houser. She's the Dean of Career Technical Education at College of the Canyons. We're talking about the WorkKeys program that is coming to College of the Canyons.